Is everyone happy after some technical difficulties?
Speaking of technical difficulties, the controller's not working again.
Cruising at 33,000 feet.
Cruising altitude.
I've heard oxholes and oxlanders interchangeably, which is funny. The Black Pants Legion Auxiliary. That giant army that follows the Legion, where you're just like, I need some cavalry that for some reason is using a longbow, and they're like, say no more.
Let me go get Dirty Mike and the boys.
Yeah. So, while you've been playing this, I've been playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts a lot in the Legion, because I have a run in there where I'm up to 1923, and I call it my exceptionalism run. I'm forwarding American exceptionalism. And it's pretty dumb, because I've been naming ships. As you know, American battleships are named after states, right? Mm-hmm. So I've been naming them after states. One of my most famous and powerful ships is the West Oregon class. Mm. There's also the North Ohio class. Now, some of you are going to say that's not a state, and I'm like, not yet. Give it time. As you have instructed, there is no ship named Missouri in my lineup. And when the shipbuilders named one Missouri in the hull number, I scrapped it rather than finish it. I was like, take that bitch apart. Dep would be sad. Yeah, we also did the Bama class, just Bama, not Alabama. And I think I may invent a few more states, like the Arkansas class, and, just having fun. So we're at cruising altitude in a helicopter. Mm-hmm. Cruising. Michigan is going to be land in Upper, Wisconsin. Instead of Connecticut, there's just Ecticut. The Ecticut class. It can be a battle cruiser.
The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
So Lavinian762 says inventing states is the best way to avoid taxes on your naval construction materials.
Ooh.
Where's this shit being made? Ecticut? You mean Connecticut, right? No. So I made a ship that has a main deck armor of 7 inches all the way around, and it's funny because I just drive it through enemy formations and they can't hurt me. It's like the T-800 versus toddlers.
Oh, God.
It's great. It's like driving an icebreaker through a parade float. It's not great, but it is America. So what are we doing today in Snake's Magical Adventure Zone of Milsurp Equipment Adventures?
Well, so I realized that I never went back and deleted the third of our force that we have to quarantine.
Now, why are we quarantining them?
Because we need to cleanse our ranks.
Cleanse our ranks. Is this just something? Because, all right, help me out here. Because I've played most of the Metal Gear Solid games. Most of them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really, I would say, up to date on the lore. So I'm not like a lore guy for Metal Gear Solid at all. However, I have a question. So MSF, Military Sans Frontiers, or whatever that big boss man fella is trying to build is pretty much that whole without borders thing from Ace Combat, right? Where it's just like we fight because governments are bad and we're the good guys because we fight for money? ? I don't know. It's like military adventurism without patriotism, right? Which doesn't seem right to me. But so, anyways, comic book hero guy has a whole army of people on oil rigs, which he rewards their joining his forces by randomly introducing them to comas.
Mm-hmm.
And they thank him.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I'm just trying to figure this out to make sure I understand everything. So there's a guy who's missing an arm and a leg, and he's somehow an expert and a judge in how to be a soldier. What is his military affiliation other than finding a landmine or whatever he did?
I think he lost his arm and his leg in the attack 5 years ago, when the Militaire Sans Frontier oil rig was attacked by Cypher.
Okay, so question. What was his military affiliation prior to that? Prior to arm and leg?
Foxhound, I believe, or Fox.
So he was just some special forces guy, has his arm and leg blown off, and now he's just an angry voice who tortures a crippled man in a wheelchair that's not a wheelchair. He tortures mobility scooter guy and beats up children, and then tells you not to beat up children.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I'm grasping these characters correctly. Because I have been paying attention. You ever watch a movie that's so bad that in your head you start trying to invent new plots to make sense out of the whole cloth you've been given? You know, trying to stitch that together a little bit.
Well, now, funny you should mention that.
Okay.
What we are currently dealing with is, you know
Right.
how Kakongo is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, right?
Correct. It's very common.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely heard of it at least once in my life, which means it's every third person.
Well, about every third person, somewhere between a third and half, speaks Kakongo in this game.
Okay.
Because it is so common. And all
Very
of those
common.
Kakongo speakers are now suspect because they may have the language virus.
Language virus.
Yes,
Okay.
which is an actual infectious disease that causes swollen chest lung wall thing that we saw.
Okay.
And it is
Alright.
spread by speaking that
Okay.
language.
Right.
So I could just tell everybody here who speaks 8 languages not to speak Kikongo. But they're stupid, so instead I have to put them in prison.
Is that language that was being promulgated, for
Yes.
lack of a better word, with a Walkman?
Yes.
Okay.
And earbuds that haven't been invented yet, that's the one.
So the Walkman flu is killing people because it plays a certain language. This is like an SCP game, you know, but less cool.
Figure out what's causing the infection.
Select unit. Staff has been quarantined. Select
So you're just gonna fire them?
No, I can't fire them because then it'll go worldwide. I'm going to put them all in prison on the prison platform. And then
Right.
I don't know what happens to them.
I think you probably just sink it into the ocean.
That
right?
sounds like what Ocelot would do, yes.
staff has been quarantined.
Okay. Russian cowboy.
Kikongo. Kikongo.
Staff has been quarantined.
Yeah, so
Select unit.
Kojima found a way for us to have to do a cleansing along ethnic lines as a game
I'm sure.
mechanic.
I'm sure he did that in a very mature way that will help people understand why such things happen. I'm sure that he did that in a way that is very kind and respectful to the notion of it, and not at all just silly and just because. I'm sure and certain.
Select unit.
Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Select unit.
He did nothing of the sort, right?
Yeah, no, nothing of the sort.
All right, because like I understand that Madame D Cups up there is just staring off into space mutely because she also carries disease, right?
Yeah, she carries the same thing, but hers is English, I believe.
So here's my other question: is that like she breathes through her skin because
Because we
You
set
said-
her on fire, yes.
now I hate to be a party pooper, but like okay, remember when the game starts and you've got the little hook arm? Mm-hmm. Right, that's the limit of medical cybernetics and enhancements in the 80s,
this point
which
in
is
time, yes.
yeah, which is believable. Now, if she got set on fire, her face would look like a pizza. It would not look good, and she would probably have to take like eye drops because her eyelids were missing. It would be a very bad time. Like the only dance she would be doing is the "Please kill me, everything hurts" dance. It would be very bad.
She would actually be wearing a lot of clothes because she wouldn't have any heat regulation left.
Yeah, all them pores are gone. So, oh, Mr. Train's dropping by. Hello, Mr. Train.
Is there a mod where Kojima has cat ears? No, but he inserted himself into this game, so we can get him. And of course, he's the single most powerful person in the entire game.
What's he do?
He's a technical guy.
Ah. Well, not anymore. They fired him.
He, like, single-handedly raises the level by 5 levels of whatever unit you put him in, because he's great at everything. But he claims to be technical.
Staff has been quarantined.
So, he's a guy that you can get.
Yep.
Very humble.
Uh-huh.
See, if I put myself in a game, I would make myself like the janitor, right? And I would sit in the corner and just clean stuff. And then people would come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, there's the game designer." And I'd be like, "Please don't make a mess." Like, that would be my thing. Occasionally say some folksy wisdom, like, always buy more nachos materials than you think you're gonna need. Because as soon as you make nachos, people will want them. Like, I would offer that. That's the height of my wisdom right there. Like, whatever you think you need for nachos, you're wrong by about 30%. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're correct.
Caution.
Alright, I think I've gotten all of them. Yep, didn't see Kikongo in there. We're good. Now, Growling Ram killed by disease. Deathworm, Sadistic Husky? Gah!
My name is Deathworm. What did I do? Die.
It's funny that they're like, you can't let anybody into the wild until we get this solved because it's so horrible. And then you're like, I'm going to send 80 people to the Czech Republic to collect fuel. And they're like, okay.
Mr. Train, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Train.
Mr. Train.
Staff assigned.
So I guess those would be quality checks.
Project has been added.
Yep. Alright.
Because they're from the Czech... Well, actually, it'd be Czechoslovakia at this point.
It would.
I heard a fun statistic, and they said that at one point in Czechoslovakia in the 80s, 80% of adult males had mullets. Because that was the most happening haircut.
I believe that.
So what are we doing here? Are we just selling a bunch of BMPs?
BMPs and T-72s.
Ah. So we're getting in on that milsurb stuff before it becomes milsurb. We're like,
Yeah.
this is still good. Still got people in it.
Please select a mission.
Just gotta scrape them out.
Look, if you're not willing to clean out your new purchases with a bucket, can you really say you like it? All right. So what is our weapons of choice today?
Well, what are we carrying? So, let's see what we got. We've got an XM9,
Oh.
1911.
Uh-huh.
I developed the USP early. That's fun.
Very fun. Very futuristic.
Anaconda and M29, Sturm Pistola.
Who doesn't like the Stern Pistola? It's as much fun as you can have with a grenade screwed onto a flare gun.
Is that an Inside M3? Ugh.
You know what? My favorite part is where they've just rubber banded down the safety.
Oh yeah, well you know that the grip safety does nothing. You can just put the Chico banana fucking rubber band on it and it's good.
Sure.
Or
I mean,
we have
why not?
Uzi.
Uzi sounds like we could push it to the limit, which would be pretty rad.
All right.
I mean, that sounds like a winner. There's a limit, and we could push it to it, right?
We could. All right, what are we taking for a long gun?
All right, look. You've got the dovetail shotgun, which is hilarious. Let's see. You know what? Let's do the Terminator, Spaz 12. Let's do future 80s of future past future. See? You got
Okay.
that Spaz 12, and you got that,
Yeah.
right? And
1911 and a holster that I won't use.
yeah, that's just an aesthetic one, right? We've got
Yeah.
this.
All right.
Deploying.
So we were, what was it? We were Blaster Brown for a while.
Yeah.
Now what are we?
I'll have to look.
Because we keep changing the unit up. Just
I think it's ultra tactical now with a picture of a horse.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We need to be interesting. We need the enemy to keep reporting different unit logos. You know, like this is different.
Officer who works as a human trafficker on the side.
I open carry a 1911. What? Self-defense? No, I just like how it looks.
Unfortunately, we don't know what road they're taking. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the
Why would you call it Ditati Abandoned Village every time? Wouldn't it just be Ditati?
Or the abandoned village.
Yeah.
Comms facility at the Ditati abandoned village.
At the Ditati abandoned village?
Looks like, as well as the location of the village. Find a route.
Oh, see, it's just a village that time.
Is this that Loila Tuma Finnish song?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I just wanted to know.
It's period correct.
I love how you just leave her ass behind.
She'll catch up.
Yeah. She's got really strong legs. Like alarmingly strong legs. What was it you said about strippers as a cop, where they are frighteningly fast? They're like gazelles.
They are. Are you a real person? You are.
Complete.
Well, as opposed to what, a wooden person?
They've got the little balloon people.
Out of context, that would sound like you had dementia. You gotta watch out for this balloon people.
She shot him out of my hands. God damn it.
She keeps knocking them out.
Yeah, it's probably about right for an Izzy.
What do you mean?
Bouncing all over the fucking place.
It's good enough. What, you too fancy for 9mm?
I mean, half the weight of the gun cycles back and forth.
Well, yeah, it makes it accurate.
Enemy presence detected.
Heavy's good, heavy's reliable.
Alright, brother, you'll survive or you won't. Either way, sucks to suck.
He's like, but why?
Because you shot at me, that's why.
The little symbol for common metal looks like a potato.
He's coming too.
Like you're stealing potatoes for them.
No, wrong button. There we go.
Just kick him in the shins to wake him up, right? Give him a little
No,
bit of
I
kick.
want to grab him.
Well, it looks like you stomped him asleep.
Come on, get up. Get up. No, god damn it.
Yeah, just... Now he's scared.
We'll do this again.
You think the other guy is just pretending to be asleep?
There we go. I would. No, stop that. No. There we go.
Where are your friends?
Okay, now you can sleep.
Where are your friends? He's like, I don't have any. And then you feel really bad for him.
Alright. Go in peace.
Join the balloon people. Remember when we made accidentally 3 separate societies of people
I do.
in our theme park? We had the sky people, the submarine people, and then the underground people on 3 separate rides who were stranded there for years. And we realized what sort of wild and divergent cultures they would create. Like the Morlocks in the Time Machine.
Yeah, we screwed those people's lives up. That was just supposed to be a day of fun for them. And look
It
what
was
we
a day
did.
of fun. It was the longest day.
Alright.
Look, they didn't know what fun they were getting into. Right?
They did not. You know,
No, I'm not... Go ahead.
I drove past the GameStop and was like, I should pick up another controller. I didn't. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that ideally, when it comes down to theme parks and fictional nightmares, I think we've done our part, more or less. Which is, we gave people something that they would talk about for years, did we not?
Oh, we did. The question that was posed was, would that be 1 class action or 3?
God, that's a good question. We need to ask the lawyer in the Legion. He'd probably be like, please don't ask me this question. Or legally, that sounds like a legal question. He's pretty good at diverging. Now, I had an idea, by the way. So, I love the game. I love the new Cyberpunk 2077. I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
After years, they're finally getting 3/4 of what they promised done, which is nice. 3/4 of what they promised is in fact quite nice. But it's not exactly, everything that they promised. But I was thinking of doing a Let's Play of it just one more time to show people that, hey, last time I played this thing around, it didn't play so good, It had a lot of issues, naturally, as an incomplete product.
See, you guys all had issues like that, and I just didn't.
Oh, la-di-da, Mister didn't have fucking issues. Now, mine were terrible. Like, a guy would go, I have to leave, get into an invisible car, and sit in the seated position and then drive down the road. Like, I would have shit like that, or I would hard lock the game. Like, people wouldn't talk to me. Or they would repeat the same line of dialogue for 3 hours. It was terrible.
Alright, he's impervious to 9mm with his metal armor.
Is he impervious to 12 gauge? No.
I don't know, he appears to be.
What kind of person is this?
Oh, and I can't,
Like, what in the cinnamon toast fuck is this guy?
Well, he's wearing a Protect skating helmet. So, clearly that is super bulletproof with its air hole vents in the crown.
Well, you gotta get your air hole helmet, right?
I wonder if
I don't
he's
know.
impervious to T-Gewehr.
I doubt it. I don't think anyone's impervious to tank gewehr. I think that that's kind of what you need. You just need to tank gewehr this guy. You need to shoot this guy like it's the Great War. You need to take him down a peg or two, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
Now,
it. We're gonna change our loadout.
I would. Fuck that guy. That guy's not cool. That guy's not
Because you
cool
were
at
running
all.
it on Windows 11. I still no. That's all we'll get is no. Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
What happened?
Tutorial.
A tutorial?
Yeah, you got PF points because you won. Yeah.
Okay. So, PF
Oh my God!
points.
It's making me go through it.
Oh no.
Oh, I've got to hit the right trigger and see what kind of PF points I got. Oh my God, that's so cool. Thank you, Mr. Kojima. Can I please play my game now?
No, that would be not fun for Kojima. He's probably watching this in some sort of Bond villain lair, laughing his ass off.
No, I think he would cry if he heard the things we said about him.
I don't think he
I
would
don't
cry.
think he's that mature an individual.
I think he would giggle. I honestly do.
You do?
All right, yes. All right, you know what? You should take the Fulton anything. Just send people to the moon. I don't care. Tank gewehr and moon gun.
Yep, there we go.
Right? There we go.
That's a something.
That's a something. But I was thinking of doing a Cyberpunk 2077, and at the meetup, I was speaking with the lawyer, and we were talking about, various things. And so I would like to rope you into making legal commentary with the lawyer over what traffic and or firearms ordinance laws in America I am breaking casually. And then he can try to come up with legal defenses.
Okay.
So, to give you an example, I was playing it late one night, and I drove off the road at about 140 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. At about 140. And I said, wow, I would go to prison. And he just chimes in and goes, not necessarily. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, Your Honor, my client was avoiding people walking in the street and naturally had to drive off the road at speed. As you know, is normal in the city. He's doing no different than any other person driving on the road. He left the road to avoid hitting a pedestrian. And I was like, this is good.
Too fast for
Also,
conditions.
I don't think that there's really much of a traffic law in that setting, though.
No.
Like, I really don't think there is a traffic law, because you just see people, like, shooting machine guns from cars and the cops don't show up. Which means whatever they're doing has to be a lot worse than that. And yeah, she is sprinting faster than a Jeep.
Yeah, you didn't know that's a thing? Stop screaming.
I don't think I even saw a lawyer at any point in the setting. Now that I think about it. Have you?
In
Cyberpunk 2077.
Only in the scene where you meet the cop with the camcorder eye.
Yeah. So that's gotta be like a dying profession, right?
God, I would think so.
Yeah, corpo lawyers don't count. That's a given in any cyberpunk setting. Corpo lawyers doing corpo lawyer stuff. But I mean, like, you don't see, like, someone going to court in that setting. It seems like they just email each other threats. And again, I think that's what they do nowadays.
Don't you dare shoot my fucking balloon.
Yeah, those balloons are expensive.
You know what? As punishment, you're in the balloon now. Congrats.
You've promoted him to Balloon Man. Punch that man and give him ballooning. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, it's my nemesis.
You missed.
There we
That
go.
didn't. We're under heavy fire. Send
Hold on.
reinforcements. Just hide in that dumpster a bit.
Yep, I need to regenerate.
You think Snake just pushes all the bullets out by flexing?
We should put Psyduck through VR Surgeon Simulator.
I think he'd get mad because
I think
he'd
he would
find
too.
out. I think he would find. Well, I want to make him play it, basically. That's it. I just want him to play Surgeon Simulator.
They really just grenaded me out of the dumpster?
I think so.
Oh, that's a
From
bad
where?
one.
Did the guy threw the grenade from all the way down there?
I guess.
That's a hell of
What's
a
she
throw.
shooting
eh?
at?
I don't know.
Well, she kept hitting him in the helmet, so. It's one of them.
Well, anti-tank rifle it is.
I
It's one of them sleeping anti-tank rifles.
think I shot him and his helmet came off, and then she hit him in the top of the head.
Outpost captured.
At least it's not a bliss bullet.
Hit him with the bliss bullet.
I hated that we were in a fucking plane.
Yeah.
That still steams my beans. I was like, look, we are flying an aircraft. We had to do all those trippy sequences on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Information, the target is headed for Gazeba camp. We also have his movement route.
I like that I, appear to be Swiss cheese now, but I'm still sprinting around like I'm at a high school track meet.
Gazeba camp. Take him down.
Yeah. Well, what do you want him to do? Like, walk around with that exoskeleton and be like, my meat is ruined? Do you want him to, like, jet blood with every step?
Some acknowledgement would be nice.
Just have him repeat the phrase, ow, I've been fucking shot. I've been shot. It hurts. I have hurty. My bone hurt. How many people are you taking?
Everyone.
Alright.
I just quarantined half my fucking force.
So you're just like, well, a lot of people speak this language that results in horrible death, the Walkman disease. So I'm gonna go just grab a bunch of randos to replace them.
Yep.
Alright. I'm just making sure I'm picking it up.
They were randos.
You're replacing randos with randos, like with like.
Uh-huh.
Subject on board.
They call that a like-for-like replacement in the QA industry.
Yes, they do. Those bastards.
Where's my Jeep?
I don't know, but Bansar IG just pointed out, Tex, this is a human trafficking simulator.
Yeah.
Snake takes people away to go work in his sweatshop.
His military sweatshop.
Yeah.
If they're lucky, they wind up being assigned to something like the intelligent unit. Otherwise, they just wind up converting unrefined fuel into refined fuel the hard way.
Good lord.
Which I assume involves a straw and very, very strong lungs.
Konigiya says, Snake is the Willy Wonka of the arms industry. Not bad.
Alright.
Extraction arrived on the base.
Now, I can't remember how to order her to move, so she'll just hang out on that rock until I leave. Like, the country.
Oh. That's really alarming when you think about it.
Yeah.
Does she like independent thought, or is this just...
She likes it there, I guess. I do not care in the slightest about you guys.
You're just like, alright, bye. Troubleman says, the rock represents not burning alive again for her. That's a bit on the nose. Oh, well, they didn't need power anyways, right?
Yeah, there goes the phone service. No, I could take those out.
I presumed with some of the things that we've had in this game so far that you just run into, that was impervious. Like, you cannot fuck with those. Because, there's trees that you hit full on with a tank and it does nothing.
Yeah.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
So what are you gonna do to that? What kind of strike did you just call in?
Analysis complete.
You'll see.
I'm seeing.
Strike will commence shortly.
Everybody knows mortars are dropped off by AC-130.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
I forgot that a bunch of them are wearing gas masks now. That's sleeping gas.
Oh, so you deployed the sleeping gas, and they pulled like a well actually on you.
Yeah.
They're like, well, my character would know. It sounds like bad DM shit. Oh, they all have gas masks on. In the sun? In Africa.
Yeah.
They're just walking around with gas masks on in the sun in Africa. Yeah. But why? It sounds like you're having a fun time.
You gotta extract him.
All right. That does raise a question from chat. How many of these balloon sightings would go down as like UFOs, right?
I assume a large portion.
It'd be like, ah, yes.
Oh, good
it is
lord.
the UFOs.
Is there anything left of him? Oh, that didn't even hurt him.
I don't even. Why? Like, all you have to do is go down there and fight. And Zero Paladin says it's Africa, not the Midwest, Tex. That's fair. In Africa, they'd be like, oh, it's a balloon. It's the Midwest. They can't accept it's a balloon. They're like, it's an alien-shaped balloon. And you're like, well, how would you know what an alien balloon looks like? And they would just scream.
You notice how UFO sightings have, like, gone down quite a bit since everybody had cell phones?
My favorite is that the U.S. Navy just came out and was like, yeah, there's UFOs. What do you want to do about it? And then people are like, I don't believe you.
I mean, they are the organization that let Fat Leonard happen.
Yeah. They're like, there's UFOs. And you're like, well, what are they made out of? And they're like, I don't know. Use your imagination. Rainbows. They're made out of rainbows and sparkles. I don't know. Your guess is as good as ours. It's weird when the government comes out and goes, it's a thing.
The floor collapsed under me.
The floor? My God.
So,
Landlord Super killed you.
negative PSI concrete.
I hate that you made that. I hate that so much. Negative PSI concrete. Pisscrete, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You got Landlord Super did.
Except that your pisscrete was, like, competent. Like, you could park a truck on it and it would crack but not fail.
Yeah, I thought I was making the worst, and then you went out and said, hold my beer, and made this far worse. You made Pisscrete that just instantly was like anti-gravity. Like, it broke the world. You broke the world with piss. When she hums, I pretend she's humming Donkey Shane. I know she's not, but in my head.
Trying to figure out the path.
Kusaro says, you're in a lot of trouble.
I am?
You're in a lot of
Oh,
trouble.
God.
You know, it's all about phrasing. But yeah, you made Piss Creed. You made the worst Piss Creed. Like, it's functionally worse than anything I could have envisioned. And you just did it because.
It's got lower,
It's like quicksand that sucks you in. That's how weak it is.
Yeah, it was worse than dirt in every conceivable way.
Yeah, water break, by the way.
Okay, give me... Fine, here we go.
Talked about making piss, so there we go.
Complete.
That's not him, is it?
Enemy
Gas Mask Jones presents.
being updated.
What about you? Are you it?
No, my God.
Analysis complete.
No, you're not it. But if you're there, he's there. I don't see anybody else moving further downstream. That would indicate that the person you're protecting is somewhere in here. Right?
Do you have any thermals?
That's the target.
I was gonna
There we
say.
go.
Wherever you see fit.
The map has been updated.
Okay.
Tank Gewehr ought to do it.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
If the that guy had an exclamation point. He's like, why is there a Jeep parked there and a guy crawling around with a World War I anti-tank rifle? Wonder what that's about. Oh well, better walk away.
Enemy presence
And he did.
detected. The map has been
Worst Sentry ever. It's
Yeah,
not a
he ain't
Kojima
great.
game. Huh, what's that noise? Must have been the wind.
We're just gonna lay here. Become one with the rock. Let Mr. Gas Mask Sharp Eyes there and walk right past us.
That's about realistic visibility with a gas mask.
It is.
His goggles are all fogged up. He can't see a goddamn thing. He's like, why do I have to wear this? You know?
Yeah, gas masks suck. Ah, there's another sentry.
complete.
Okay. So you're just gonna lay there.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a rock. I'm a commando-shaped rock.
I am.
Guy's like, do we need to train our sentries better? No.
That guy looks kind of like Jane from Firefly.
Oh, I'm glad he's doing work. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, you don't see him doing very much anymore.
Well, he was good in that role.
Analysis
Not sure.
complete.
Not sure. Oh. Look at these guys.
He's a troublemaker harasser.
He's a troublemaker. So is your job to kill him or send him home or what's the...
You know, I have the ability to do either.
Controversial opinion. And I know this may lose me some fans, but I like Serenity more than Firefly.
Yeah, Serenity was well done.
I think it was a nice contained story that had, you know, characters doing what they do best. And I thought that Firefly lacked character development. And it was all over the place. And it took a long while to arrive. and perhaps additional seasons may have corrected that issue. Holy shit, are you just going sideways the whole time?
Yeah, they shot out one of my tires. So I have even less control than I normally do.
And I'm not trying to say that Firefly sucks, but compared to Serenity, it does. And I think that it's not just effects, it's writing. I love the original series of Star Trek, and for all intents and purposes, that is a PBS stage play. It is not the best acting in the world, and it is not the best, special effects by far, but it's good writing.
Yeah, I will say that it's fairly common for the first season of shows to be kind of rocky as they hit their stride.
Well, I made you watch the original series of Star Trek, and you pointed out to me the flag they had, the little UFP pennant they had, and you said this is the worst flag in history. Like,
Yeah.
It was just like a yard sign, where they put it out there, and they're like, we're the United Federation of Planets. I don't know, every time I make fun of Star Trek, I do the Janeway impersonation. There's
I've noticed.
coffee in that nebula. Would you like to share with chat the three states of Janeway to explain Voyager to people? It's pretty brilliant.
Oh god. Yeah, so Janeway's fucking psychotic as a character. Because you've got a couple different versions of Janeway depending on who's writing the episode. You've got I will kill every single baby in this theater if it means saving even just one of my people. Like, okay, yeah, get everybody home, I get that. And then the next episode is like, I will lose every single one of my crew if it means that this special butterfly does not get inconvenienced. And you're like, what? She's like, space butterfly.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's nothing against Kate Mulgrew. She's a
good actress.
She is a fantastic actress. She nails everything she does. It's just, I saw an interview with her where she was talking about working on Voyager, and she's like, I was a single mom working 18-hour days.
Yeah.
and it was just not great writing, and I'm doing my best. And she gave it her all, but not great writing.
Yeah, no, that show didn't know what it wanted to be, and as a result, it oh god. I've solved the epidemic at Mother Base. Okay, we're gonna drive Murder Jeep over there.
Murder Jeep. This game does feel disconnected. It's almost like it's all filler material.
It's intentional. That's the phantom pain, is that you paid $60 for this at release. And then you got $20 worth of game. There are people who argue that that's the case. Like, oh yeah, the third act is missing because it's like the phantom pain of losing a limb. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's psychotic.
No, the game has great gameplay, great gun customization, but coherent plot is gone, and the plot points are 50 miles apart. It is filler material. It's like every Dragon Age after the first one.
Yeah. Alright. But we are running in the 80s.
So what is the next game after this? Because this game is extremely frustrating.
Oh god, the next game after this? I've never tried Metal Gear Survive. Is that what we want to do?
No. I do not. I've seen clips from it, and I said, this is not a game I will own or play.
We could do Metal Gear Rising. You could see the origin of all the memes.
I've seen the alright, fine. I don't care. I'm saying, look. Oh, yeah, right.
There we go. That's our cat.
Wilf was pointing out, we're Deus Ex. You never played.
No, I didn't.
Yes. Dep has never played the original Deus Ex, and I haven't played it through in forever. The original Deus Ex would be fucking brilliant. Yeah, play through all the Deus Exes.
Okay.
The original Deus Ex is brilliant. It's not perfect, though, because it does show its age as a game. And the problem is the Deus Ex community also has infinite numbers of mods where they go, this is the best. This is the best way to play it. This mod restores it to its original. It's like, doesn't matter. Just play Deus Ex. Play it however you like.
Okay.
The sequels of Deus Ex vary because there was Deus Ex, and then there was the second one, which was LOL, and then there was Human Revolution that was surprisingly really good.
I actually had played through Human Revolution start of the year because I'd played it when it came out and I never finished it. And it was on sale, so I bought it.
Deus Ex with Dep will be hilarious, especially when you realize you can do practically anything. You can be like, I'm out of money, and I'm like, go hack that ATM. You could be like, I want to, well, I think Ross Scott put it best in his game review, where he says it's a game that rewards you for thinking like a serial killer. Where, you know, if you run in guns blazing, you're going to die really quickly because there's a lot of things that can just turn around and kill you in the cyberpunk hell of the game. But if you just sneak around in the vents and pop out and stab people, it's pretty good. And there's a lot of fun conspiracy stuff in there.
Sociopath Simulator. Okay.
The dialogue's hilarious. In a good way, actually.
When I was an assistant manager at GameStop years ago, my boss insisted on pronouncing it Deus Ex, and I gave up trying to explain it to him. That sounds like GameStop.
Well, thank God their stock is doing well again. Long ago, I worked at a grocery store, well, it was a supermarket that had everything, and I remember one of the managers, his favorite game, since we're talking about lousy jobs, his favorite game was hiding milk in places to see if people cleaned. That was his way of seeing if people cleaned. He would hide a gallon of milk somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So he went on vacation once, and we noticed that this room just started to reek, and it's because there was like a cubby in the corner, and someone moved a filing cabinet in front of it. So there was just this bulging gallon of milk that had separated in the corner and just reeked. And so I remember one of the guys picked it up to throw it away, and it just started hissing and emitting a very foul vapor.
Ugh.
He was not a great manager.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
I love how you have this, you know, HUD device iPad thing in the 80s. Which by itself, it and its software would change the whole world instantly.
Like end the Cold War.
That device alone. Yeah.
A member of the intel unit has gotten a lead on the epidemic that's crippling Mother Base. The problem is our man has been captured by the PF in his operation. He's being held at the guard post on the western end of the mine. Boss, we need you to get him out ASAP. Right now, he's our only link to the root cause of the epidemic.
Patient Zero? Do we want to introduce Patient Zero to our thing? I don't.
You can... Halzakara. I would like to unsubscribe from Milk Facts.
Yeah, did you read the one there from UNC Samurai?
I did. I wish I couldn't. I wish
I'm
I couldn't
gonna
read.
see if I can beat this code into unconsciousness.
The map
Oh, cool. We're playing Goat Simulator now. Nice.
In real life, that goat would have kicked my ass.
Goats don't take shit.
They don't. You hit them and they're like, oh, so that's the game we're playing now.
Yeah, they'll just headbutt you until you're dead.
The goat is a super soldier.
You have arrived at your destination. Extraction arrived.
Val says that's a waste of milk. Think of all the missed gains from Go Mad.
The map has been
Ugh.
updated.
Go Mad. Gallon of milk a day. Does that shit actually work? Do people do that?
Analysis complete.
I don't know. My friends always joked. So
Complete.
my mom, when I was very, very young, we were poor. She put me in a study where they gave me a very specific milk formula that was supposed to better replicate breast milk. And apparently, the kids who are on that formula are disproportionately sized like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Complete.
Right.
So naturally, that came up when my high school friends were around, because embarrassing stories always do. And my friends then would incessantly tell me that I needed to shut the fuck up because I was on muscle milk as a fucking toddler. And,
Analysis.
you know, getting that protein shake.
Good
Some
God.
creatine.
Gotta get some creatine in your toddlers so they're like, I will not go to nap time.
Yeah, so I think that I need to be left out of any such studies because my experience is not typical. I'm an outlier.
Gallon of milk a day.
I drank the shit out of milk as a kid, though.
I knew a kid who used to drink milk, and he drank milk well into his teenage years, and he eventually went lactose intolerant. He still kept trying to drink milk.
Is that Patty Flush? No, that's
It mo-
DPM. Dutch DPM. Tell
That's
me where the
reasonable.
prisoners are.
The map
That's
has been
reasonable.
updated.
Yeah, no, Dutch DPM's really quite reasonable for the era, and
It's not like the Dutch were doing anything with it. Their military is deployed approximately never to accomplish nothing.
so those are Type 3 late Vietnam era. They're not quite into the waffle soul. Jungle Boots. Let's see what else you got. That looks like a... Hold on. Let me see the pocket. Oh,
wait,
interesting.
let me finish. So lactose intolerant guy,
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
No, it's fine. So lactose intolerant guy, right?
Detected.
Yeah.
The map has been updated.
He told me the biggest regret of becoming lactose intolerant. I thought it'd be like ice cream, cheeseburgers, you know, something that everybody likes. Because I'm sure if I asked chat, like, do you like ice cream? Do you like cheeseburgers? A lot of people would go, yeah, you know, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like pizza? You know, I think it would be any one of those things that would be, no,
Detected.
no, strawberry Yoo-hoo.
You have arrived
Oh,
at your
okay.
And I said, well, how often did you drink strawberry Yoo-hoo? And he said, every time I mowed the lawn. So he would go out and mow his lawn in 100-degree weather and then cut the heat with a strawberry Yoo-hoo.
Ugh.
enemy presence detected.
These are the people we need to send to Mars. They are impervious to harm. Ether asks, gentlemen, again, I seek your wisdom, recommendations on books or gifts from my aging retired Navy father-in-law. Previous gifts, Ship of Ghosts, 6 frigates, Fall of the Ottomans, Operation Paperclip, Desert Sniper, and Heresies of Sea Power. I made some of those recommendations. Oof. All right. So, obviously likes reference-heavy stuff, right? Thunder in the East. Maudsley's Thunder in the East. For the Common Defense, I believe that's Millet. That's always a really good one. That is an excellent working history of the U.S. Army in formations. You go through every step of the U.S. Army. That's a really great handbook for that. Any recommendations, Dep, or have they already hit your Navy boat list?
They've hit some of it. Lincoln and his admirals is an excellent look. Am I just finding claymores? Or is somebody actually attacking me?
I don't know. But it seems like those claymores are not working as intended, seeing as you just left.
Hit 2 claymores, left.
Refuses to elaborate.
Yeah, this isn't fun anymore. Fucks off. Yeah, Lincoln and his admirals is a companion piece to Lincoln and his generals. And it looks at the political situation inside the White House, the way that affected the naval situation, especially in the Riverine campaigns, but also the blockade of the South and some of the fight against the commerce raiders. I found it really interesting. Depending on whether you're into that era of American history or not, you may or may not.
Staff member has died. Enemy
Oh, Jesus Christ.
map has been updated.
So I didn't realize that was like timed.
Boss, the target's dead. Mission failed.
Mission
He sounds so
failed.
broken.
Yeah, like you've a lot of people have died already, right?
It's if you want to break away from American history, Mouthful of Rocks is the pretty short little memoir of somebody who joined the French Foreign Legion and didn't like it.
That was an interesting read. Grim.
Yeah, grim.
Let's just say that is the best way to sum that up.
That's the C.J. Chivers' The Gun and The Hunters are both fantastic.
The Gun is fantastic because it's one of those really rare cases of a gun book winning the Pulitzer, which never ever happens. Then again, most gun books are really not well written. It's just like, here's what I like about guns, the book, you know?
Yeah. The Bear One Over the Mountain is a dated now, but still interesting from a historical perspective look at Soviet performance in Afghanistan. The Outpost is one that I'm working through. It got a Netflix special, which was okay. I'm reading through the book to see if I like it better. 6 Frigates, that was on there, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of the list of books that are sitting in front of me that I can see the spine of.
I would have to go to my main room in order to start pulling out my books.
Well, that's why I've got the library here.
The library. I have to keep mine in 2 different rooms because they won't all fit in the same one. I'm in the armory room and where I sleep in the armory, and then the library takes up most of the living room. Now, my library used to be measured. My library at one point was 6 tons of books.
Please select
I have since moved below that
supplies requested.
by a bit.
Yeah. My goal
I'd say I'm down to 2 tons.
Vehicle
my goal has always kind of been to have a very eclectic library. And not just, oh, look at all these books that he's got, but stuff that I am interested in.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about, because some people will have libraries where you're like, wow, look at all these books with uncracked spines. No one's read this, and
Yeah.
and it's just a bunch of what I like to call tomes of power, where someone is like, oh yeah, here's my copy of Vom Krieg. Here's my copy of Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Here's my copy of Antoine Jomini's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And you find people who collect all those, and then they don't read them. They don't read or talk about them with friends. They don't share their books or love of knowledge with people. They just go on Reddit and they send a picture of their bookshelf, and they're like, I have many books. And I'm like, read them. Disagree with them. Yell at the author. Shake the book in the air and say, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah. Rebels at Sea by Eric Dolan. I was looking at it recently and wondered if anybody else had a chance to read it. I have not. I assume that's going to be the commerce rating of the Confederates during the war.
I have not read that either. I will not pretend. Have you ever run into those people, the same people who own tomes of power, who will go out and not read things, and you go, have you read this? And they go, oh, yes, I've read that. And you're like, oh, yeah, what's it about? And they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Digiman's not wrong. The Art of War reminds me of the Talmud, in that everyone had an annotated opinion on what it meant. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. As one of the tribe, you're not
those wrong. With religious fervor.
Well, and here's the thing: is I'm of the school.
Right there.
I'm of the school that Sun Tzu was being literal. Where he goes, always find on the sunny side of the mountain. Why? It's hard to see in the fucking dark. You know what I mean? You just look at, wow, this is an army of ancient China. These are realistic plans and opinions. Yes?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I think it's more simple than people let on. Now, you get into stuff like Clausewitz, which I love referencing in Tex Talks Battletech. And the only reason I reference Clausewitz so heavily is, all right, check this out. All of you out there, all right, chat, how many people out there are military buffs or military history buffs or historians? Just give me like a show of hands or thumbs up, please. I'm going to say something from my own personal past that is going to make a bunch of you flip out. All right, I'm seeing a few. All right. So, you like sandwiches? That's fair.
Yeah, sandwiches are pretty fucking cool, man.
I agree. I think that's a fair answer. All right. So, when I was in military history school and I was studying under a military history professor, this guy came out and told me his credentials and that he was in the Air Force for 25 years, never flew a plane, commanded stuff on the ground, just to give you a perspective of where his knowledge comes from. A lot of knowledge in practical application of command and control. Just from a command and control role in the U.S. Air Force, right? Not a pilot, not a combat guy, but definitely command staff level dude.
There we go. ST-10C. So, I came real close to failing military strategic studies.
That's fine. More than honest. I like honest. So, this guy, who is a professor, tells me, and I quote, and the year at this point is 2006, all right? The year of this statement that he makes is 2006. More background and context here. So, he tells me, and I quote, I do not understand why at all the academies they still read Clausewitz, because he no longer applies. And I said, sir, what about that part when Clausewitz says that an occupying army is going to fail as a gendarmerie or a police force because it has no one to strategically apply its force to, e.g., Iraq, Afghanistan? And he's looked at me sternly, and he says, Clausewitz doesn't apply. So, if ever you feel dumb, please keep in mind, there are people who call themselves professionals who are very, very poorly informed about the status of the world. Now, I'm going to be the honest guy here and say that yes, not every bit of Clausewitz applies to everything.
Yeah.
It is not a Bible. It is not a Bible, you know, for how things should work. It is not a manual for how to wage war except in the 1830s. It is not a philosophical treatise on how to be a great leader. But there are some things that are timeless that Clausewitz stumbled upon back then and says, I think that this is a lasting military issue. And that's what I was trying to bring up. He gave me a D on a paper that refuted him. He was like,
nice.
I disagree with you. Your opinion is invalid. D.
Oh, that's a
Detected. The map has been updated.
solid way to run a dictatorship or a class.
He was a really interesting professor. Yeah, it was an interesting time. But just never let somebody with authority try to make their appeals to you and tell you that you're wrong in your studies. Just keep writing, just keep reading, and just keep studying. The way to study military history and philosophy is to use the everything approach, do the mixed martial arts approach, read everything, and decide for yourself what's right or wrong. Oh, don't worry about going into university. University's fun. I mean, I'm a high school dropout. Nobody's perfect.
You gotta extract him.
When it comes down to the military philosophy, I mean, Sun Tzu's pretty easy. That's just open and shut stuff. Like, harass your enemies until he makes mistakes. Napoleon did that. That shit works.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to disagree with people at school. That's what it's for.
It
You
is.
just have to be you just have to be respectful. That's where a lot of people fuck up. You can disagree with people a lot. You just have to be nice about it. You just be like, I respectfully disagree. I don't think that that's correct. And cite your sources, obviously. And please don't let your source be YouTube or Reddit, please. It needs to be peer reviewed. That helps a lot. Oh, cool. We should sell that little lantern on Etsy.
Enemy presence detected.
A blood trail.
Updated.
He got out on his own. Where is he now?
Probably dead because he's bleeding.
Updated.
Right. Let's see where the blood trail leads. Ah, there's some.
That's a lot of blood. And it looks like it's like really running out of the guy.
Fuck me.
So, what the hell?
Got an emergency report from the intel team. A vehicle has fled the guard post heading northwest.
I stole that vehicle so he couldn't steal that vehicle.
We escape on his own. The target is no longer at the designated position.
Tex, 3 semi-related books, at least in concept I've been reading, are Rebels at Sea, Jewish Pirates of the Caribbean, that may need some explanation, and one other which I can't actually find, which is odd because I was reading it this morning.
That happens.
It does.
I had that. I was talking with George Ledoux on the podcast, and he asked me a BattleTech question. And I blanked out, even though I'd been reading a book about it that morning. I was like, "Oh, senior moment. Those do happen.
I do.
You'll be sitting there trying to have a big brain moment. You won't, because your brain will go, I'm leaving. And you're like, please don't, I need you. And your brain will go, nope, I'm out. I'm out, good day. Thank you.
Yep, you guys have fun with whatever you're doing.
Man, those guys sound really mad. It's like you shot at them or something. Yeah, Pencil Bomber says he's pretty spry for a guy missing 3 pounds of blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
Snake?
Maybe I
Snarky.
shouldn't attack this guard post.
Why not? That sounds funny.
Well, you know, they seem to be kicking my ass. Maybe it's because of my weapon selection.
Are you hating on the Uzi?
Well, you know, the Uzi is fine. The T-Gewehr is kind of situational.
Listen, Uzi does it.
Uzi does it.
I ever tell you about the guy I know who had an Uzi and had a detonation that blew the top of the gun off?
And he rebuilt it?
Yeah, he rebuilt it there. They're very easy to work on. He was just like, oh no, it's broken. And then he just took the bench we were next to and banged it back in shape. It was worse than an out of battery discharge. It was probably like, oops, all powder as a load, you know? And it just fireball. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I was like, did you just break a machine gun? He's like, it's an Uzi. Nothing's broken. Just bent. All right. I tell you what, I will allow you to switch out Uzi. I see your suffering. I see your suffering. I feel your pain.
Please select a strike point. Support helicopter requested.
Oh. We'll let the helicopter deal with it.
That's fair. I mean, that's why it's there, right?
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Better hope those mortars don't splash your helicopter.
Nah, helicopter's standing off.
Support helicopter has arrived. Strike will commence shortly.
Oh, maybe. No, yeah, they're good.
Check the VI on your iDroid. That's where the target is being held.
Did I ever tell you about the friend of mine that was obsessed with black powder?
No.
So, he was convinced that you could use black powder in more than muskets. Now, I know this is true, but there are many numerous reasons why we switched to,
Smokeless, yeah.
right. You know, consistent ignition is one of them. Consistent ignition is a really useful one. You know, higher velocities, you know, reliability. So, what he did was he loaded up a bunch of 45 ACP with black powder because that is a slow, fat bullet and black powder can lift it.
Yeah.
So he goes to the gun range with me with black powder 45. We were not allowed back to that gun range. One magazine of that was fantastic. I mean, it absolutely worked. It functioned just fine. ... The room was smunk. I thought it was hilarious. The range operator did not think it was hilarious. And they said, what did you do? And was yelling at the guy. And he said, I guess these are kind of smoky hand loads. And the guy's like, that's black powder. I know what black powder is. Why do you have a black powder 45? And he's like, eh. Oh, it ruined everything. It fouled like a bastard. There's no way not to do that. That's why it was funny. We didn't do it because we were smart. We did it because it made us laugh.
Which is the most valid reason.
It was very bad.
Captured.
Yeah, the Black Powder 45 was up there. I'm trying to think of the other just dumb gun range shenanigans. Now, one of my friends had one of those witness protection 870s.
Shotguns? Yes. The Wit 6 special.
He had one of those, and he went skeet shooting with it.
Oh, yeah.
So you have a bunch of guys out there with their super high-end Berettas, right? All fancy guns, and here comes the guy with a gun that is teeny tiny. And he's just like, sup. And they, you know, he was good. He got about half. Needless to say, not allowed back, because, you know, those hoity-toity gun ranges are not about, you know, diversity of opinion, I could say.
Yeah.
They were very upset. They were like, why did you do this? And he was like, it's hilarious. And they're like, there's a man on the grounds with a sawed-off shotgun. It's like, yep. He's skeet hunting.
Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
This mission's only cost us 15 jeeps. You know, 8 or 9 snake clones. Well, only one way to do this now. And the target's safe.
I can't believe that works, but it works, right?
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional.
That was exceptional.
That was exceptional. Exceptional mostly in its cost.
You know, if they didn't want it done like that, they would have sent someone else, right?
Yeah, Jeep slides across the arbitrary line. Empire calls out safe. All the bad guys go, oh, so close.
Exactly. They can't be sore losers.
Intel team member you extracted was DOA. He kept insisting we listen, right up until his last breath, about the pathogen.
All that and he still fucking died?
Code talker. He even told us where he is. Boss, let's make sure his death was the last. It's high time we met this code talker.
Code Talker. Code Talker is an actual Code Talker. Canonically.
Well, why not, right? Just why
Because if
not?
there's one thing that Kojima knows how to handle delicately, it's Navajo Code Talkers.
Sure.
No, we're not stealing Nicolas Cage, we're stealing Michael Pena.
Please don't steal Nicolas Cage. I don't think this game could survive it. Actually, you know what? No, he'd probably make it better. Bring on Nicolas Cage. I wish to see Nicolas Cage.
I want to see the monkey.
I want to see Nicolas Cage. Bring him on.
God, there's a 50 right there.
Oh, a 50 cal. I'm just gonna sit there and.
Boss,
eat
what
that
happened? I tried to charge a 50 cal.
Martus won that argument.
That only works if you've got, you know, other soldiers who are more enticing targets.
Spreading across Mother Base. Select the mission on your right, droid.
I talked about on the podcast about why that movie Face Off bothers me.
Yeah, we did.
Well, for Chad who didn't hear it, on the podcast, you know, there's that movie called Face Off, right? And in that movie, you have Nicolas Cage, which at that point in time was a very stringy, kind of thin guy, kind of wiry, right? And
that was in its height of taking every role because he bought a dinosaur fossil and was trying to figure out how to repay it back.
Sure. So here's Nicolas Cage in his stringy youth, right? Very, very identifiable earlier Nick Cage. And then you have not Nick Cage with giant head and body, right? So I presume, sure, you could surgically enhance somebody's body to look like another person's body. Plastic surgery does a lot of things. But if you take someone's face and put it on a head that is twice as big, it would just stretch the face across the head like canvas, right? So you'd have this stretched out face, and he's like, I'm Castor Troy! Like, you wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah.
But on the other end, if you take the big guy's face and put it on the little guy, it'd be hanging off him like droopy dog. You'd be like, like, it wouldn't work, right?
You're correct. I suspect it would not.
So thick boy Travolta versus thin Nicky Cage. That just, I don't like it.
Thin Nicky.
Thin Nicky, yeah. Giant melon head, little head. It really bothers me, that movie. I would just love if they went to the doctor in that movie and they're like, could you put my face on that? And they're like, no, you need to find someone your own size.
No, that's insane. Why would you ask?
What if you just made a mask?
Nickel TARDIS Cage?
I don't
We're just
get
gonna
it.
return to the ACC.
Look, here's what we need to do. You just need to change out your weapons to not Uzi, because pushing it to the limit is obviously not working. The doctor. Yes, I could do that, but you won't like the results.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I'm not listening to you. We're gonna go punch some of our own people to make us feel better about dying so many times.
That seems valid. That seems incredibly valid, you know?
Mm-hmm. Boss, why are you here? Code Talker. You've got to go get Code Talker.
I need better guns.
Why are they still wearing Alice gear?
Don't worry about it.
I hate this little side plot with fucking Liquid. The Lost Boys, Metal Gear, yeah.
Eli, what's the matter? Fighting will get you nowhere, Eli.
But we're gonna train you to be soldiers, but fighting will get you nowhere.
Cut it out, kid. That ain't a toy. Eli.
Don't call me that!
My name's White Mamba. Dude, he's like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid. You hear me?
Yeah, you are. You have a British accent. You're a small English child. Russian cowboy. Yippee skippy.
Like, of every character in this game, if there's one that I wanted to just throw off the platform, it's that kid. It's Eli. Liquid, whatever you want to call him.
Just put his hand in the waffle iron. What's in the box, Paul Atreides? It's just a waffle iron.
Fuck off to the timeout corner, Kiefer. Isn't Alice gear pretty common in the 80s? I mean, why did we let the kids keep their Alice gear? Yeah, Alice gear's everywhere in the 80s. It's actually more would make more sense than
Train.
what they have the security guys wearing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the soldier's like, oh no, also it'll get weird if I kill the kid. An
I just can't
animal will
wait to-
gnaw its leg off to escape Waffle House. What will you do?
There's a man and there's an animal. I would love to watch. I cannot wait to watch you play Deus Ex and just start giggling as you get into the dialogue. Because you can play your character as a straight up sociopath. You can be like, damn shame.
He thinks his boys are letting us grown-ups walk all over.
Time for folksy wisdom from Russian rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Didn't we kill Ocelot in 4? Is this clone bullshit? I'm so confused.
5 takes place before 4 because it needs to.
Yeah.
No matter how many times we talk to him, he just won't listen.
Yeah.
He sees everything in terms of victory or defeat and still won't accept that you beat him.
Need me to come beat his ass?
Place. Again. If you don't mind, come back to Mother Base and go another round with him.
To be clear, Ocelot, you want me to come beat up a child?
Please return from your military operation to hit this kid with a chancla. Like, no. Why?
Ah, there he is. Yeah. He's
Why
out
would
there.
you do that? Like, wouldn't this just feed into a negative
Yeah.
continuing issue with the child by continuing a cycle of violence and then reinforcing that by seeking violence they can get what they want?
This kid needs therapy. But
Yeah, I
since
was
we
gonna
will
say.
not provide that, I suggest we drop him in the ocean.
What if we just filled one of these refinery things, doodads, with like a ball pit, and we just put him in there, and he can just flail around in the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit, and if he's nice, we'll, like give him some oranges or something.
Ah, and see, now that is an option.
There's a reason why I'm not a dad.
Well, no. Can you think of how emasculating that would be for a child who thinks of themselves as very mature and adult? Is, well, I gotta put you in the timeout pit.
Yeah, you put them in the ball pit, and you just play like really chill music, right?
Yeah.
And if they're not nice, they can sit in the cozy room until they're cozy.
If you're really, really good, I'll stop piping Dora the Explorer over the speakers.
Well, this is the 80s. I'd just put on Mr. Rogers. That'd calm
Yeah?
that kid down. I'd let Fred Rogers raise that boy. Do it right. If he talks shit about Fred Rogers, then you can throw him in the ocean, because that kid has no fucking soul. End of statement. Tex has spoken.
Heel haul the gremlin. Yeah, see, like, we're gonna make that the top of our escalation chain, but... Fred Rogers, yeah, let Fred Rogers do the job. I bet Snake is famous enough, he could bring Fred Rogers here. So we let this kid just take over an entire R&D platform?
Yeah, like why? I'd be like, is it a ball pit?
This is the reason why, all my shit costs so much money. We're subsidizing an entire derrick for this kid's delusion.
Yeah, no, ball pit. I'm telling you, like I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I definitely don't know how to raise kids, because I'm still like very much a child myself. But
I like you just the way you are, except for you little shit.
yeah, I would definitely be like, look, kid, ball pit.
What do you
Go in
got?
the ball pit.
Where did you get a machete?
Holy crap!
You got a
Look at him
machete, but
sitting
I
over
can't.
there.
I can't use my Uzi.
Yeah, that's not fair. Just shoot some 9mm at his feet, and it'll go up into his shins.
Can I run him over?
Oh, that's a good one. What about that anti-aircraft gun?
No, I already know. Won't let me use that.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that anti-aircraft gun would probably work out pretty well.
But I bet they didn't restrict vehicles.
All right, let's get Action Jeep over there. Give him that bumper check of his life. There we go. Yep. You ever fucked up so bad Dad got the Jeep?
Oh, good lord.
Demonetized.
Where you at, kid?
Okay. Where you at, kid? Da dun 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 da dun da dun 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 da dun da dun 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 dun. You just yelling you're dead? No, you have a Jeep.
Yeah, like I don't even have to break a sweat here, man. You're running around throwing stolen flashbangs. Is
Dad Jeep will sort this out.
that him? Yes.
All right.
Boss, have you lost your mind?
Oh, come on. All right, look. I guess the game doesn't work if he's in a wheelchair, right? Okay.
Could you the rubber squeal of justice?
You stepped into the squared circle, son. The
What?
rumble and rumble of squeal of justice.
So yeah, I bumped him at a pretty low speed, but I did squish him between the generator and the bumper.
Dad Jeep has spoken. Somebody's gonna clip that.
It's Dad Jeep from the top rope with the front bumper.
It's those recessive genes at work.
God. He's young, he'll be fine. Kids are resilient.
Dad
God.
Jeep sounds like an 80s TV show. Dad Jeep, Dad Jeep.
Boss about Eli.
Oh, I've got to drive over there again?
Talk to him, he just won't listen. He sees
Dad Jeep has spoken.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, Diggs says, see Tex, he's bringing back Victor already. Magistrata Mundanus.
I can't believe that worked.
What, the Magistrata Mundanus? Neither can I. I was like, here's this whole nuanced story about investigation and coups and political intrigue. Let's run them over. What? I'm driving into the building. Okay. And coma.
Merry Christmas.
Oh man, that's his Christmas bonus. Don't spend it all in one place.
Can I hit him with the Jeep? Probably, if I could hit Eli.
I don't think this game considered that you had attempt vehicular homicide.
That was not attempted homicide. That was percussive logged. Starring Al Bundy as Dad Bod Snake. Shoot more tranks into people's faces.
Dad Jeep.
We need to get one of those I have kids stick figures for the hood of that Jeep.
Yeah. Look, man, that kid started it.
Attempted
Yes.
homicide, that was successful homicide. Yeah, automotive parenting.
Yeah, they talk about helicopter parents. This is Jeep Dad. They're just mad because it
Beep,
worked.
beep, my kids.
Beep, beep.
I announced my entry into the bankery with vehicular manslaughter. You don't have to jump out every time, Snake.
I think it would be hilarious if everything was fucked up. Like you get into the base and you don't have the money for everything. They're like, well, we bought a helicopter, so you're all jammed onto one platform.
Please have a control point.
Like it's just nut to butt in there. Everyone is bumping into each other constantly. They're like all complaining. There's no way off the platform. There's just people like making hooch in the basement because they're just trying to escape. Oh, cool. Just leaving diamonds around, huh?
Alright, I have an idea.
Oh.
And
Okay.
this is all under maritime law, and they don't have rules against running people over on the sea.
They don't. That's true. All right, Snake gets in the box like a cat. Snake.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Alright. They won't let me look. Yeah, they won't let me use, you know, actual firearms. So we're just gonna get the Nerf guns.
That's fair.
He's gonna look like he got hickeys from a weed whacker.
Well, the kid wanted to be a soldier. Just go treat him like one. It's a Nerf gun fight. The blood-soaked man with a giant head wound is chasing a child. Welcome to WBPL 76.
The child has a machete. And I have filled an Uzi with rubber bullets. Does he cut the fuses on those?
I think he probably does. Batteries empowered by bullshitium.
Well, I think we know which it actually is.
It's that bullshitium.
Destination.
Yep.
It's that goddamn bullshitium.
There he is.
Yes, bullshitium is the refined version of shenaniganium. Wow. What? No. You know what movie's kind of fun, even though it makes no sense unless you realize it's probably the closest thing you ever got to a World of Darkness movie, is that movie Underworld.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Not just because it's like a lady walking around
Fucking
in leather.
Molotov, and I'm not allowed to use guns?
Well, he's kind of a shitbag kid. He doesn't do much.
He just set me on fucking fire. But the Jeep was too much for him. Oh, is that his machete? Yeah. I got him to abandon his machete at least.
Yeah, I mean, you shot him like 30, 40 times.
Oh, no, he's still got it. Oh no, he keeps finding metal pipes somewhere.
This is Kojima. Nothing needs to make sense, all right? He's like, you know what would break up a game is fighting a kid with an Uzi. And you're like, all right. Why not?
Well, I think I'm cheating by using the rubber bullets. I think I'm supposed to be going in and fighting him hand to hand like a real man. I'm also cheating by using the, I see it. Automatically cuts out my trigger finger as soon as I get flashbanged. Even though I know he's laying on the ground in front of me and I can still shoot at him.
If I was that close, I'd empty the magazine every time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. But this kid has thrown grenades at me. This kid has thrown Molotov cocktails. I mean, at that point, he's trying to kill you.
Yeah,
right?
He is.
There's no like, oh, this is just play.
And really,
Like this is not play. This is like attempted murder.
that's what I'm saying. Is the bumper does not seem like too much in this situation. Ocelot's like, oh, you need to go teach him a lesson. Like I'm gonna have a stern talking to him about responsibility, and it's gonna work. So I don't get to. There we go.
I mean, I just don't get it.
I wonder if I drag his face along the nose skin enough, how long until he develops a road rash.
I would give him a haircut. One way to chill that kid
You
out
know
is
what
to
they
give
say,
him a lesson.
spare the bumper, spoil the child.
Look, one thing that would chill that fucking kid out is to give him a lamer haircut, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Winner85.
And you're welcome. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna teach
I
him
really
how
do.
fragile his knees are.
Well, no, what I'm saying is just give that kid a less cool haircut. If you gave that kid a bowl cut, he wouldn't be smarting off. He'd be sulking in the corner. Bowl cut does that. It's like the cone of shame.
Reduction in the number of full-blown infections. Did you figure out what's causing this, boss?
Yes.
Have something to do with staff abilities?
Oh,
Show of
Jesus
hands, Chad.
Christ.
How many people think this kid would still smart off if he had a bowl cut?
No, I think a bowl cut would probably nip that in the bud.
Yeah. That kid would not be able to do shit with a bowl cut.
Give
He
him
wouldn't
the
be able to fight anybody.
1600s monk cut, as somebody said.
Yeah, give him the tonsured haircut. Yeah, you
That's
give
what
him
it
a-
is.
you
It's the
give him-
mullet makes him think he's like trailer park cool.
Yeah, he's not. This is the 80s. You can wait a few years and then get him into pogs. Make him very uncool.
Do you not have an orthodontist on board? A nice set of braces and a bowl cut will set him right.
Damn straight.
God damn. Eyebrows and all. Ugh.
Beat him with the Old Testament. That sounds like a winner. You're gonna feel the love of God. Just beat them.
Listen, just get him into D&D. It won't risk being cool for decades.
That's fair. That era of D&D would ostracize you instantly. You'd be like, I'm into Dungeons and Dragons, and people would start doing the satanic panic for real.
Yeah. Yeah, see, Conan guy's got it right. Take away his little fucking warlord uniform that he's given himself. Why's he still got
Right.
the red beret? That's all feeding into the delusion. Put the kid in a polo shirt and short khaki shorts with like the lace-up leather sandals from the 50s and get that kid into therapy.
That sounds horrible. I'm down.
Please select a mission.
Dress him like Spaulding from Caddyshack. Yeah, I
just-
know that version of Yevon Polka wasn't recorded until much later.
Mission
Yeah, but it's okay. The rest of this is bonkers.
That kid needs a lot of therapy. He does. Now, we won't do that because we believe that soldiers are perfect. So we've just got to train him to be a better soldier.
Look, I think we can pull this off just fine. It's getting close to 204.
204. 204.
204. 204. It's getting close. 6 minutes and counting. I love that that's just become a thing for us. 204. The exciting moment. I'm just excited for this game because next week is going to be Landlord Super, which I will not be excited for.
We got to finish that house out.
It's not... this house,
it's got to happen.
If someone did a time lapse of that house and all of the moments of realization of, oh, that's not how that works, or the things we created along the way, the horrifying things we created, I think it would be really upsetting to watch. It would be like an episode of This Old House if everyone did bath salts.
I've got to figure out where I'm putting a bathroom in that house and a bedroom.
You're just going to put the bathroom next to wherever you have open room. You're just going to be like, ah, yes, the bathroom couch room. You're like, my perfect couch got ruined. The one you found in the yard? How dare you?
It got stuck between two walls and just slowly disintegrated from the impact damage.
Yeah, it did. I wonder how that happened.
Which means I'm going to have to buy one, because I think there was only that one nice couch. This old Detroit house.
I hate it.
Yeah, by cutting the house in half, you can make 2 rental properties on the same concrete pad.
I dislike this. As the helicopter moves off, we become fully aware of the war crimes we've committed.
Yep. Alright, now down the river we go. I surely will not get ambushed in this long kilometer trek through a shallow river with no enemies.
There's no enemies here. How would you know?
Yep, there's nothing here to ever be afraid of.
No sign of the enemy. Judging from security in the area, I'd expect to see a patrol by now. Missed. Have a bad feeling about this.
Missed, huh? From nowhere, huh?
Yeah. Alright, I know what I need on this mission. Huh.
I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, you do. What he needs is piss crate. How much of that house is going to be your piss?
Probably more than 1%.
Development project has been added.
I mean, I added a little bit to a lot of things, so... Oh, yeah. So I traded off of it, and I need to get it back, because here I actually could use the T-Gewehr.
Supplies requested.
I love that they just not only have a tank Gewehr, but they just have a whole pile of them
Yeah, and they just
ready to
drop
go
them.
at the base. Yeah.
Not just
like,
a
oh,
whole
yeah,
pile
this-
of them, but functional ammunition this late in the game.
You know, just why not, right? That's the term we use, why not, to describe everything Kojima does. You're
You
just
know-
like, why this? Why not?
This house, if someone did a time lapse of that house and all the moments of realization of the thing we created along the way, the horrifying thing we created. It... Oh, God.
I'm just saying that house is going to be fucked up. If someone went through and edited out
There they
a
are.
time
It's
lapse,
the tits unit.
The tits unit?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see. The camera is very specifically placed.
Yep.
They're
And
like,
now it's the ass unit.
They're like, I am Porn of Borg.
They're
So where do they keep
snipers.
their equipment?
They keep it in the ether, and they draw it from wherever.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So I guess the Borg are a thing here?
Is that? Boss, it's the skulls.
Uh-huh.
So Cypher
It's the skulls. Warriors, come out and play!
I can see their eye lasers. Actually, I think those are mounted to their guns.
Don't worry about it. They have an eye laser and a gun laser because two lasers that are aiming at two different things help you aim better. I heard that in a book called Lasers and how we use them to have fun with friends.
Please select a supply.
Hey, we reconnected.
When I reconnected, it says intended for certain audiences. I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
It means that we've done too many things that are questionable here.
Oh. I'm reading it. May contain mature rated game. What about may contain amusing dialogue? May contain friends hanging out. They don't say that.
They never do.
Wow, they use their bullets,
I hate snipers in this game.
but they're elite.
Yeah.
Some might say they're the sniper elite.
Alright. I know what we're gonna do.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go
Oh,
hit him
no,
with a
missed.
jeep?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we are. Actually, they're up on a hill, so I can't hit them with the Jeep.
Can you hit him with a helicopter?
I'm gonna hit them with mortars, because they're all bunched up in that initial one.
Why would they? Why? Why would they all be bunched up when they have the ability to disperse and appear from every? Like, why wouldn't they all appear like that behind you and stab you all at once in the back? You know,
Especially,
why,
yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they Ides of March your ass?
Because they've got a pose.
Look, I appreciate that he's like, oh, TNA, that's neat, but can they at least make sense? What if they had a helmet, you know, in case they got shot in the face? Or do Borgs not do that?
I do appreciate the power supply radiator on her back.
boss, it's the skulls.
It's the skulls, boss.
Welcome to the chat room.
All right. So they don't see the Jeep. They're not very good. And of course they attacked under the mist, which is just why.
Okay, I've got a marker first. Yeah, there she is.
Uh-huh. We gotta use that mist to snipe people.
Strike requested.
All right, look, we can do this. Yeah, why don't they just use mortars against us?
Strike will commence shortly.
They shot you.
Yeah.
Seems like they don't like it when you use the mortars.
The thin air. Just like quiet. If you can't mark them, there's no way to tell where they'll strike from next. Stay on your guard.
I don't know. Quiet seems to know where they are.
Yeah, she's not helping. She's just humming. She got a song in her head.
You know, sometimes the music's just in your soul, man. Can I mark her? No. Okay, what about her? Can I mark her? I can see her.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this the cheaty way. Laying behind a rock and letting mortars do my job for me.
Strike will commence shortly.
It's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's a very infantry way to do this.
Yeah. Wow. So they just jump away.
Yeah. I'll get her on the next one. Ah, there she is.
Just halt jumping away. All right. Again, why are they not in your face? If they can halt jump and appear and disappear at will, right?
Nope, they disappeared on me. Oh, where's... So I think eventually they do get pissed off and start charging me.
Oh. I mean, that's on them, but...
Please select and drop supplies requested.
Ah, there's one.
Supply
Mortar
drop
time.
complete. Please select a strike point.
Where's incendiaries?
See, you know, that's what I need. That would clear this mist away if I set the entire forest on fire.
All at once, yeah.
All at once.
All at once.
Strike will commence
Well, they
shortly.
laid smoke, right? So why can't you lay some Willy Pete down for smoke, air quotes, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Ow.
Alright, back behind my rock.
The rock of safety.
Ah, see, here she comes. God damn it. Everybody knows that the machete is so sharp that it can hit you from a foot further out than its blade.
Seems like they don't like you. My phone doesn't like me either.
Alright. Well, let's go ahead and pick up our mist protective measure here.
You're missed protective. You mean missed opportunities? Get it? I'm doing the best I can.
Supply drop complete. Please select a drop point.
Come on. Come on.
So where is this supposed to be in the world?
No! It got rid of my box!
You don't need a box.
The box had my M60 in it. I paid for that.
Supply drop.
Now you have to pay for it again. Pray you don't have to pay for it further.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Didn't they make a video game about this? Yeah, would you not have fuel air bombs in this era?
You could. I mean, it's... Alright, look. The research was there. Is it mass produced? Probably not. At least that you could get your hands on, but certainly thermobarics existed.
Kojima has altered the deal.
Pray you don't alter it any further. Good old Kojima.
Please select a drop point. Supplies
Alright,
requested.
I guess. God knows I've got to just wait for this fucking balloon to slowly carry my box
Supply
down.
drop complete.
Well, it's a special box. It's a government design special high-tech box.
Yeah, delivery
very-
companies be ripping you off even when you own them.
I know, right? Someone, look, graft, right? There, handled. Now you know how the game works.
The government box.
The government box. That sounds like punishment. I'm sending you to the government box, Snake.
Okay.
And Snake is like, no, please.
Alright, here's my rock up here. Right? Yeah, there we go. There's the rock. Oh no, it's an unskippable not cutscene. Because he heard that we don't like cutscenes after 4, and he was like, I'll show them by giving them cutscenes within gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it works, right?
Oh my god, her name is Echo 2.
As an Echo as well? Or...
Good question. And she's got the Rothko butt pack, only $20.99 on Amazon. And the eye patch from Metal Gear Solid 4.
It's the skulls.
Look, she's collecting all the stuff.
Whoever is behind this.
Quit humming.
That's all she knows, Tex.
She knows too much.
There's that one. Fire support. Bombardment.
Select a strike point.
Boom.
Strike requested.
$43,000 to ask them to please mortar this lady.
Man, they're charging Cargonia rates.
Commence shortly.
Yeah, it's about $300 for the mortar shell used. Well, hold on. So I count 7 hits. So that's actually fairly substantial. That's probably on the order of about $1,000, which makes it $49,000
Sniper vanished into
in labor and service costs.
Can't mark 'em. There's no way
Look,
to know when a strike from
you gotta make your margins.
guard.
For
You gotta
support
make your margins.
from my own company.
Budget cuts.
There we go. Come on, I can see you.
Oh God.
Fire support. Bombardment.
Select a strike point. Strike
Boom.
requested.
Yeah, I can't get bombard until I mortar that first one.
Commence shortly. Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Alright, so the way that I do this, I think, is I need to... Oh, they just fucking ran, didn't they? No, they're still there.
Strike will
Alright, I've already shot you. I need to wait so I have a chance in hell of killing you when you get here.
Look, she is very bullet resistant.
They all are. That's the problem.
They have that bullet boob plate that just bounces bullets because of the boobie. I don't know. Maybe that's a Kojima theory, like the big knockers, and the badonkadonk, like flatten bullets. I don't know.
That sounds like something that he would put in a game.
He just writes that out in a memo. Boob equal bullet stop.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. There's somebody I haven't blown up yet.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
I love how we're just sitting here calling mortars on things.
Yeah, well, I think when I kill my second one, the other two come after me.
Strike will commence shortly.
So I'm trying to whittle all of them down. Again, so I have a chance in hell.
They decided to leave.
I saw that.
They're like, no.
Okay, you
Wow.
got me through the rock.
Yeah, they got them rock-seeking bullets that curve around rocks, as seen in the movie Rocky. I don't know.
I gotta hide behind the rock until I push that bullet out by bearing down.
Bear down and push that bullet out. That's how you do it.
Alright. I've already shot you, blown you up. So I need to find the other one. It's 3 of them. Somewhere.
There's one hiding somewhere. There's
There's
probably one behind you.
2
Just sitting
hiding
behind you
somewhere.
watching.
Further downriver again.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Man, if only you had a helicopter, right?
I think they super age a helicopter and make it fall out of the sky. Because they have the ability to make any vehicle rust in seconds.
Strike will commence.
Even aluminum
Again-
vehicles like the helicopter.
Again, why do these people not control the world?
They do secretly, didn't you know?
I'm just saying, like, openly. They could just be like, oh, well, and then rust all the cars.
Please select a strike point. Strike requested.
Please God, no, they're running again. Okay, so they're wise to this trick.
Strike will commence shortly.
Too bad we can't do, like, a rolling bombardment, you know? Creeping barrage.
Yeah.
Just saturate the area, roll it up and down for, like, I don't know, an hour. Let 155 do its job.
Okay.
Please select a
What about...
Load 1 says sleeping gas.
requested.
Are you gonna try to bonk him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and bonk them. See if I can bonk one of them asleep like I did Quiet in the opening. Because that may not trigger the same shit as
Okay, the bonk crate is heading
as
down.
mortars, because it's not technically an attack.
Uh-huh. Bonk crate is falling. Bonk crate is proceeding to target.
Nope, she outran it.
So, these people were trained by Isaac Newton. They know to follow apples. sleeping gas works, says Load 1.
Does it?
Sleep them.
Please
Send them to the sleep room.
strike requested.
And yeah, it doesn't matter really how I do it because I can't
Strike
extract them or anything.
shortly.
Poppies will put them to sleep. Does not seem to be working.
What if all it did was make them angry?
Please select a strike point.
Look, the Xenonaut strategy's great. Rattle them, boys. You get 12 to 16 people with Thompson submachine guns.
Strike. Please select a drop.
Yeah, bring in that PSG-1, which, as you know, you can drop. It's fine.
Yeah. No, they appear to be completely unfazed by the sleeping gas.
Supply drop complete.
Yeah, the gas didn't work.
I don't know, maybe it's because of difficulty settings? What about a sonic boom to sweep the fog away? The fog's not really a problem. And these are Quiet's fucking gal pals from when she was a bad guy, so of course she doesn't want to shoot at him because
Conflict of interest.
conflict of interest.
Work zone conflict of interest. That's what's going on right now.
Where the fuck is my box? Oh my
a
god,
good-
it's up there.
Don't worry about it. Why are you worried about the box? You don't need the box. The
You're
box needs
fucking
you.
kidding me. So if you read that map, knowing that I'm laying in the low part, you would think that the box is also in the low part. You would be wrong. What's in the box? A PSG-1. And now I've got to order another one.
This is a
because
very
I-
expensive operation.
I'm made of fucking money.
Supplies requested.
Oh, now it's in the middle of the river.
As you know, the PSG-1 loves being in the water.
Supply drop.
Well, I'm banking on the fact that Kojima thinks that it is the best sniper rifle ever made.
It's pretty good, but there's far better. They typically are bolt action, and they cost under $1,000.
PSG-1, generally speaking, is a lot of money to make a semi-auto battle rifle accurate enough to hang with bolt action guns.
Yeah, I mean, which is crazy, because Europe has stuff like the Blazer R93, which is fantastic. You know, straight pull bolt action rifle.
Change the weather to rain. The rain helps.
338 Lapua Magnum,
Requested.
you know, fantastic round.
They dropped your box like a weapons canister on Crete.
All right, there's the rain.
Yeah, it's raining.
Is there bullet drop in this game or not really?
I don't remember. I can't see her for the trees, so I don't know. Oh shit, I neutralized the skull? When?
Was it the gas?
Was it the gas or the rain?
They melt in the rain. Wicked witch shit. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, it looked like that one was like really happy to be in the rain and completely forgot that she's in a sniper duel. Which is fun. But does it have a Mac 10 strap?
Oh,
Puppies
God.
were the key. Sleep. What? 6-round magazine? Thought these had a 10.
They do. Konagaya says at the prices it costs for artillery strikes, you could buy houses to drop.
Yeah, exactly. Houses and probably the C-130 fuel.
Just roll it out on the back.
Alright, I'm 78 meters from this woman. Alright, one hit. And now she's angry.
I think that's reasonable, considering the sheer damage you've done.
That one's down. And so here they come. They're no longer sniping. They're gonna just attack me. Oh, no. She's still sniping.
Sniper quit sniping.
Sniper, quit sniping. No, you don't see me.
She's quick.
She is quick.
Strike requested. Strike will commence shortly.
This just seems horrifying. You're having to fight all these women who could go on to have normal lives being cam girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Would that get up? I'd be like, yes, I am Borg Queen 69, and we're gonna play Lethal Company.
Yeah, make fucking binary jokes and shit.
See what I mean? Simple.
Now, I'm not the guy to write that, because I stumbled in the middle of that joke, but somebody would.
Somebody could. That's what I'm saying. They can also rust a bunch of stuff, so urban renewal's a snap.
Oh, yeah. Think of the corporate possibilities, you know? I want this building, replaced so I can do my corporate headquarters. Bada
See
boom,
what I mean?
rust the supports.
Boom.
Now it's
They have
unsafe.
lots of other job opportunities. Lots of job opportunities. Why are they having a sniper fight?
Where the fuck did they go?
They probably went to go fill out job applications.
Oh, there we go. They only turn on their lasers when they think I'm in the area, I guess. Alright, so that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that I have knocked the shit out of already. Fuck it. Take her down. Alright, she's down. Where's my last one? Oh, she got up and ran away? But it still says I neutralized the skull.
You talked her into a different job.
Yes.
You're like, ma'am, please. You have other talents. Like, if you can rust a whole city, you don't need to work here. Just saying. Yeah, they went to go be Skrulls for Marvel. Oh shit, that bullet came right in. You could see it. Snake can slow time down. Like, really slow it down.
I guess.
Holy shit.
Alright, the boot bouncing was interesting. I suppose necessary for somebody.
Kojima insisted. He said he'd fire people if they didn't.
Strike
Probably.
requested.
Hey, come on, where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Strike will commence shortly.
There you are. Yeah, you're somewhere over there. You were. See, I think
Where are they?
he made these snipers able to disappear because he watched a way that I hunted down and just terrorized the end.
Yeah, but that was funny. This isn't.
Just start dropping pallets of money on her. You'll eventually get her and recover most of it afterwards. That's practically what I've been doing.
Except this money explodes.
Yeah, like, I probably have a better return on investment trying to heat a house with $100 bills. You know, I've always wondered how the economy of the Diamond Dogs is supposed to work.
Well, I mean, they sell their services, I presume, right? Because they're peerless mercenaries or whatever.
Yeah.
I presume that's what they do. I presume they just sell their services as mercenaries to hurt people for money. I don't know. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, they're mercenaries. That's probably the job. I kill for money.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, you're the only person that ever does jobs.
Well, they're moral support. They have to, you know, like, they have to make the tacos and they gotta shine your boots.
Yeah, I
and,
guess.
Recondition tank conveyors. Full-time job, that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Alright, Tank. Alright, Tank. Snake, remember the fundamentals of CQC. Where the fuck? There we go.
Snake remembers the fundamentals of a CQ tank.
Don't tell me you took them all out.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ, finally.
Men can rest in peace.
You killed them all with a hammer, Snake. Why? That seems like a lot of work.
Please select a drop supply.
Snake, did you have to use a ball peen hammer? Otacon.
Our
My
men
hammer
can
arm is
rest in
tired.
peace.
Otacon, my hammer arm is tired. I have tennis elbow from using my hammer. That'd be pretty baller, actually.
If I could just, kneel and take care of the problem permanently, I would.
Yeah, just kneel down, get out your ball peen hammer, kill him like a bad horse.
Ocelot, I need you to go to Harbor Freight.
Ocelot, get me a ball peen hammer. It's time to remove some dents.
Alright. Okay, so there's that. Where's Jeep? There's Quiet.
Where's Jeep?
My Jeep
Jeep's
disappeared.
scare. Yeah, they rusted it. They went.
It's over here.
Oh, I thought it was actually something they did.
Me too, but I just
They didn't-
slowly wormed my way up the river.
They didn't rust your Jeep.
Because I kept it out of the battle zone.
Ah.
Rocket hammer arm sounds amazing. Well, so we do have the rocket arm that I need to develop. Actually.
I just developed this cutting-edge, amazing technology that allows me to replace my damaged arm. Ah, what should we do with it? Wouldn't it be cool if it flew at people?
Yeah, there we go. We're developing rocket arm.
Please specify.
Is that like Rocket Man, but different? You know. Rocket arm, burning up his wick of here alone. You need the AK-74N because that has that scope that'll blind you, and a grenade launcher. Yeah,
That looks
absolutely.
heavy.
That's very heavy. You'll get very strong. What else do we got?
Give me that Colt 3-power toilet paper tube scope.
Oh, gotta have that. All right, let's keep scrolling down. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Boy. Mosin Nagant. Get that. We need to develop a Mosin Nagant. Let's use the garbage rod on them. Hell yeah.
Please select a drop point.
Hell yeah.
Please specify a project.
What else you got?
Development project has been added.
You can get a trank Mosin so you can make people sleepy.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got? What other stupid guns we have? Oh, you can get all sorts of grenades, claymores. Give me a Mon 90. I want a mine that can blow up and take out a platoon. Pistol's given us a water break, and I believe we have less than 10 minutes left until Quish gets to cooking on the rim.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. That was a children balloon.
The children balloon? Is it for children?
Unfortunately, we're halfway through this mission, so I'm going to have to either finish this off stream. We'll go as far as we can, but that is more markers. I don't use the markers.
Need that sneaking suit, right?
So yeah, we got 8 minutes. I'm gonna have to just finish this mission off screen, and we'll do our blow by of what happened next time, I guess.
Yes, people will miss. They'll be like, "Wait, what happened? What horrible plot points did we miss?" I'll be like, "Don't worry about it."
If I recall correctly, we don't even meet him in this one. It turns out to be a dead end. Because the Skulls knew we were doing this.
Oh.
But don't quote me. It's more fuck games to make the game longer.
Don't you love it when they add filler materials?
Because, it's the same bullshit as the 4 or 5 times that we tried to find the expert gunsmith. Before we finally did.
Get a G3 Shorty if you want to do that. The HK51 can be readily made.
Yeah.
Shorty FAL is not that great. Trust me.
But HK51 or MC51 rather, Fuck, you can buy them from Atlantic right now. They're like $1,200.
They're doable. You can make an MP5 size G3 if you want.
Portable flashbang is a very, very expensive way to make light and noise.
It's fun, too.
Yeah. Alright. So. I'll buy a foul and set it up like a roadie one. Okay. A lot of people seem to dig doing that with the fouls.
It's kind of like how people are doing the retro rifle thing with A1s, you know?
Yeah.
Sans jamming, that is.
It's a very unique look, the yellow and green camouflage that they use.
Analysis complete.
Ooh, they've got a vat.
Analysis complete.
Well, la-di-da. Somebody's got money for 20 mil.
This looks like an old colonial, yeah. Zero risk security ink. When you've got to spray paint that onto the side of your World War II surplus command tent, you know that you've got image problems, self-image problem.
Don't worry about it. You're very cool. You've got spray paint. You're a cool guy.
The cheap way to do that is just paint it on a sign that you put outside the tent. And then, you know, if you're ever doing something where you don't need to advertise who you are, you don't put the sign up.
What? Plausible deniability? That sounds shit. Don't say that.
And here's a secret. If you ever get sent into the woods to find white rocks by your NCO, just pack white spray paint and make the rocks you find white. Alright. That's your little tip.
Well done.
So, on that note, we are going to leave you.
Remember, bring your own paint.
Bring your own paint. It's my tip. Otherwise, you will never find white rocks in the woods. Alright. See ya, guys.
See ya.